Hey, this is Frank. You're listening to an Origins episode of the Unbecoming Platypus podcast. Do you ever feel like you have friends who sometimes just don't get each other? This is a podcast that I recorded with two of my friends, Jake and Noah. We find out the hard ways we struggle to communicate better and sometimes succeed, but sometimes not. For years, the three of us have talked about communication and how it's sometimes easier said than done. Even when we're trying to be understanding, our well-meaning intentions often get lost in translation. We decided to share these conversations with the world. Join us as we find out what happens when three friends try to learn how to really talk to each other.
Guys, we should always pre-pod workout.
Pre-pod WOD?
Pre-pod
I
WOD.
thought it would be a good experiment to do that.
Pre-pod Tuesday WOD on Sunday?
I feel so clear. My brain.
Do
What about
you?
I do.
I'm not there yet.
You don't
Nice.
feel clear?
No. I feel like there's no sugar in my body at all.
Do you think that you're depressed?
Yeah,
That's
it's sort of a post-workout depression. Should be out of it.
Well, that's
in
what I'm
an
saying
hour or
is
two.
like if you got those endorphins, you should be feeling good, man.
Oh, yeah, I think the issue is that my baseline endorphin level is like through the roof because of my back injury right now.
Endorphins come from back injuries?
Yeah.
You get endorphed from back.
Maybe if
injuries.
you have as high a testosterone as you.
Yeah. I mean, I think that anytime that you have pain
And
there's
high
a-
testosterone.
there's a flooding.
Tuppies, let
occurs.
us know what you think. Do endorphins come from back injuries?
And testosterone.
Well, hold on. Is that two separate questions or is that a single question?
It doesn't matter. No one answers our questions.
You got to have an abundance mindset about this, man. Ask the questions,
That's true.
the answers will come.
All right. How many questions you want it to be?
I want it to be two.
Cool. It's two.
Awesome. Do you want to ask them again?
Go ahead, Noah.
Tuppies, let us know. Take the poll on our LinkedIn.
What's the question?
We don't have a LinkedIn.
We don't have a LinkedIn, but take the poll anyway.
Anywhere else you get your podcasts.
Do endorphins?
Those of you who get podcasts on LinkedIn, you're out of luck.
Yeah.
Do endorphins come from back injuries? And
No,
or
that's your question. What's your question, Frank?
I don't have a question.
Do endorphins come from testosterone?
No.
Do endorphins come from back injuries and testosterone?
Yeah, but really, I was shadow voicing you. This isn't my question.
You asked it 3 times.
Yeah, as you.
It's not true.
Like, why would I have such high endorphins? I said
I
because
have
of my
never
high
heard you do a Jake
testosterone.
impression, but I'd love to hear it.
What?
Do your best Jake impression.
I just did. You interrupted it. In fact,
You're going to need to get your voice much higher.
can't. It doesn't do that.
Can you be super excited right now?
Mm-mm.
Try.
Just say,
You can do it.
just say something like, "I'm the best I've ever been. I'm great."
I'm not actually capable of even saying that.
How you doing today? I'm awesome.
Yeah. Yesterday, I saw you. It seemed like you were late to brunch.
Mm-hmm.
I overheard what seemed like a stressful conversation on the phone.
Oh, did it?
And so, yeah. And so I was like, I wonder how his morning was. How was your morning? And you're like, really, really good. And I was like, oh,
It was
cool.
awesome. It was not great for Jessica,
yeah.
who I was empathizing with on the phone.
Yeah.
But it really was a great morning for me.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, it upset me that you were late.
I apologize. Blame Jessica.
You apologize and blame Jessica?
Yeah.
Or you apologize, blame Jessica?
I apologize. You should blame Jessica.
Oh, I
There's
thought
a-
it was a
there's a
compound
period.
verb.
No,
I apologize, blame Jessica.
there's a hyphen in there. Have you ever apologized, blamed?
Apollo blamed.
Oh,
That would be a true compound.
blame-agize?
Blame-agize. That's different. That's where you blame and apologize.
So here's the question I have for you. The illustrious Amy is with us this weekend.
Illustre.
Illustre. And she just joined us for the pre-pod WOD
Uh-huh.
Tuesday on Sunday. And I'm curious what she had to say after this experience.
She was very quiet.
Really?
She was. I said, hey, you're pretty quiet after that workout. She's like, I'm tired. But she said she enjoyed it.
Yeah, I mean, you'll probably get more feedback like when she has her voice back after nearly.
I
dying.
only saw her for 30 seconds or something, but she was the least bubbly I've ever seen her during the workout. She's enduring.
She did well. She did well. And at one point, though, I said, because I had just moved on to, I don't know what round I was on, but I just moved on to like my burpees, and she moved on to her burpees. And I was like, you're like basically right with me. She's like, yeah, I've been cheating.
I didn't know she was cheating. I thought you might have done a different version of the workout, but I definitely saw her do a maximum of 2 burpees and then move on to a round. And I was like, did she do 1 or 2? But that was so few.
I think a great scale for a beginner is not to start with a set of 5 and to add 5, but to start with 1 and to add 1.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
She did great, and she was worn out afterwards, and that's all that really matters.
Of course.
Absolutely. Yeah, no, I thought it was great. Honestly, like adding 5 calories, specifically the calories every time, was probably quite a bit.
Yeah.
I didn't really think that through before we started.
But I thought about it, but it just doesn't matter. The point is just move for 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Really, that's the point. So whatever you do, as long as you don't stop and rest for minutes at a time, you're fine.
Right.
You're fine.
Did she get stuck on the rower for like 5 minutes?
No.
Oh, yeah, it's fine.
And I think she did all the calories, because at one point she expressed tiredness about rowing.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, how many calories do you need? And she said, I need to get to 15. And I went and looked at her monitor, and it was at 10. I was like, oh, you're doing well. Just do 5 more. If it said 2 or 3, I would have been like, just do 10,
right, Right, yeah.
But
she was already at 10. I was like, just finish it out. You're good.
Yeah. I don't know 100% what my PR for Tuesday is. But I think I either matched it or got 1 calorie shy of it. Yeah. It was real close, because I got through the 30 cal row, and then I got 8 burpees today. It was halfway through the 9th burpee. I think my PR is either 8 or 9 in that round.
Well, either way, you'll be able to break it next time.
Is that true?
In that workout, you can always break your PR.
Except that I knew what my PR was going into it, and I literally died.
I don't remember what my exact PR is, but I know it's right just shy of the round of 30. I don't think I've ever gotten onto the row in 30, but I was in my squats for sure, but I don't know how many reps in.
Yeah.
But I think it was pretty close. I think I was like 3 to 5 away from getting to the round of 30. That's the closest I've ever been.
Mm-hmm.
And I was not there today.
I should say you can always break it on a good day.
Yeah, I mean, it's different depending on the day. I think that at some point, like, I am not the fittest person in the world at all, but I do feel as though
point. What do you mean by this?
That workout's pretty good for you overall.
It's pretty good for me overall. The first time I did it, I think I was in the round of 25. The amount that I have gained and gamed that workout in order to squeeze every ounce out of it at this point is pretty intense. I think I've found as many efficiencies as I can.
Yeah, you if you were 6 inches taller,
maybe if I put a vest on, that row would be a little bit easier.
I mean, and you row a lot better than you used to row.
Yeah,
you hang with me on most rowing, depending on what the workout is. You hang with me on the row most of the time. So I don't even know that you could gain a whole lot. But if you were taller, for sure, you could row better.
Yeah, but then the burpees would be slower. Yeah. It's always a trade-off. But it's not to say that I can't get an extra rep or 2 out of there. I'm just saying I am very close to my actual physical capacity on that workout.
Yeah. If I could do burpees a little faster at this point in my life, I'd be better, but they feel difficult right now.
This workout, by the way, is a 20-minute AMRAP, and it starts with 5 calories on the rower, 5 burpees, 5 ground to overhead with a 45-pound slam ball, and 5 air squats. Every round you add 5. So the first round is 5 of everything. The second round is 10 of everything, 15 of everything, and so on for 20 minutes.
Yeah.
And you do as much as you can.
Our
and it
audience,
is an amazing workout.
our audience is going to explode now. We're going to have the CrossFit audience.
Yeah, because I custom designed this workout.
Custom designed it.
Custom designed. I think the
Very-
word might be programmed, but
Nah,
He is a
That's for-
WOD architect.
he's a designer.
I'm a WOD architect.
You should see the shape of some of his WODs. I mean, he architects them.
WODdesigns.com. Do you think that's...
Ooh,
I don't know.
I like it.
I don't want to know.
Is it like a flow chart for workouts?
This domain has expired.
No.
Oh, somebody tried it though. Good for them. Good for them for trying.
Related searches, patio deck, ring designs, moving companies across state.
Weird. Unexpected, honestly.
Yeah. Looking for a domain? No, Namecheap has some of the best prices.
You know, Frank bought a domain name last week.
Did I?
Yeah. WisconsinDelves.com.
Oh, I lied about that.
Oh, did you?
Did I?
Man, did
What?
you lie about you broke your policy for that joke?
Yeah, WisconsinDelves.com does not exist.
Did I say I bought it or I was going to buy it?
You say, hold on, I'm buying this domain.
Oh yeah, that was a lie for sure. That was only for dramatic effect.
I gotcha. I believed you. It was believable.
That's what
I thought this
dramatic
guy
effect
owns
does.
WisconsinDelves.com now.
That's what dramatic effect does.
I went around telling people, I said, you know who that guy is over there?
That's
The chairman
owner
and
of the
CEO.
Wisconsin Delves. Yeah. What do you say when people ask you who you are?
Who I am?
Yeah.
I don't know that anybody's ever said, who are you?
Okay, what do they say? Because I don't know what they say, but I get myself in this conversation where people are asking me about who I
What
am.
you do is the most common
Yeah, like
question.
what do you do
do?
is
Yeah.
usually it.
Because people identify with jobs,
Right.
which is just insane to me.
Well, I had this conversation last night.
I would
actually.
never answer, sorry,
No, that's fine.
I would never answer what I do for a living unless I know that's what they're asking. Sometimes you answer because you know that's what the question is.
Yeah.
But I would never identify myself as my job ever.
I often get asked here at the lodge.
Here?
Yeah. Do
That
you have,
makes sense. This
do you
is
have
a
a
co-working
small
space.
business? I'm like, yeah. I go, do you work? And then sometimes like someone overhears me having a conversation and they're like, what do you do?
Mm-hmm. Well, I was
I don't
talking
know how to answer that,
to
man.
a guy who he used to work over at the bakery every morning. And so he and I basically shared an office. And now he rents space here. And, when I talked to him after that, he said, hey, you probably won't see me much anymore. I'm over at the lodge now. I asked him, later, like how he was liking it and stuff. And he's like, I love it. Honestly, the thing I love most about it is being able to talk to like-minded people. Like,
Yeah.
I'm working on this project. I'm a content creator. And I'm trying to, leverage AI in a certain way. And I've gotten in like 3 different conversations with other people who are using AI in different spaces entirely. And
Yeah.
like it, we're talking to each other. We're brainstorming with each other. Like that's what people seem to like around here.
Yeah. So what do you say?
What do I say? Well, like last night I was at a party. I mean, the whole point I think was just like socialize, talk to people you haven't talked to before. There was one single person there that I had met before, and that was the person who invited me.
Mhm.
But I had a lot of fun, and that question basically, it came up quite a bit, and it was obvious based on context. Like they're asking me, what do I do for work? And usually I'd say, oh, well, I do a lot of things. But for work, I'm a project manager and I work in a 100%, remote capacity. So I really enjoy the flexibility that offers me. But honestly, like the thing I love most about it is that it doesn't take my emotional and mental capacity away from me. I have so much energy throughout the day to work on other like personal projects and stuff like that. So, at some point I got into a conversation with someone about like linguistics and how I have a degree in anthropology. And they said, "Oh yeah, do you get to use that in your job?" I said, "Oh, not at all. But honestly, I don't get fulfillment from my job. Like I get fulfillment from the other things that my job kind of allows me to do."
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you ever think about going back to linguistics at any point for work?
Potentially. When I left off, I got the degree, the bachelor's degree in linguistic anthropology. And at that point, we were broke. We were in a lot of debt. And it was basically this decision between like, okay, do I take the next step toward grad school, specialize myself further, thus making myself harder to employ, or and I don't even really know exactly what I want to study, or do I take this, pretty well paying entry job out of school and start paying off some credit card debts? So that's what I did. I never really put down research or exploring the things that I'm interested in. And what I'm realizing more over the last, I guess it's been, 4 or 5 years now since I graduated, is that I was always interested in linguistics primarily as a personal research endeavor. Linguistics to me was a pathway toward understanding my own consciousness and the way that it was built and framed and bounded. I'm still interested in those things, but if I ever picked it up again, it would just be like that. It would be this personal pursuit, I think. I'm not an academic person. Those people find one thing and they say, I want to devote my life to this. It's just not me.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
What do you
Is there any application that would be interesting to you as a job? Like not research and be an academic, but is there any sort of application that you could do in a regular job that would be interesting?
Yeah, I find myself more and more like moving in this direction of wanting to help people, wanting to, I've mentioned before, it's still very ambiguous. It's still very nebulous, but this idea of bridging this gap of people who feel this urge toward like inner work and self-discovery and not quite knowing what steps to take. I'm guided toward this sort of, I don't know if you would call it life coach. I don't know, what that would be, but I'm doing some work to kind of discover what that looks like. And for me, the frameworks that I've discovered in my own life that have really helped me get there are linguistic, anthropology, both of those separately, linguistics and anthropology, mythological studies. These types of things are frameworks that have helped me to kind of create a path for myself. So I absolutely see these as essentially being a vocabulary for helping to describe nebulous concepts to people.
Gotcha.
But it is very interesting. I think when I started studying that stuff, I knew I was just like, this is a step. I don't know what I want to do with this degree, but I know I'm fascinated by it. And I know if I put myself in a place where I'm studying this, I'm going to be surrounded by other people who are fascinated by it. They're going to introduce me to other people. They're going to tell me about opportunities I didn't know before. They're going to direct me to doors that are open that I didn't ever see. And that's kind of been what it was. And I still have some of those relationships, but ultimately I'm just in a very different place than I was when I started that pursuit.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
What do you value most in work?
What do I value most in what?
Work.
In
Like
work.
what? If you were trying to get a feeling out of work, what would it be?
Energy. Like that self-perpetuating energy that comes from creativity. When it's like, and when I describe creativity, and maybe Noah will have something to say to this. He's been reading the Rick Rubin book, which I'm going to pick up here really soon. It looks interesting to me. But when I think about the creative act, it feels transcendent to me. It feels like there's something in the ether that already exists. I'm not so much building it as giving it shape. And it doesn't matter if that thing is a worksheet for somebody to work through and it's a journey for them, or if it is a new application, or if it's a song or a poem or a story, like that experience. Oh, that's alive to me.
Does it help you understand Workflow Monster more?
I don't know what Workflow Monster is.
It's a PDF you can buy at workflowmonster.com.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
Man, maybe I should go to workflowmonster.com.
We're not sponsored by workflowmonster.com.
Yes, we are.
We absolutely are, man. So let's say I have a problem.
We are?
Yeah, we're sponsored by Workflow Monster.
I need some of that money.
Every sale, I'll give you 1%.
Fantastic.
How many percents do you get?
99.
Wait, hold on. He means 98 because I get 1%.
You didn't ask, so you were excluded.
Can I have 1%, please?
Yes.
Thank you. So, let's say I have a problem. How would workflowmonster.com help me solve this problem?
I forgot.
Shucks.
But you can find out. I think it's $1 or $10 or something. I don't know. I haven't been there in a long time. But when I created it,
is it still up?
It was transcendent experience.
Is it?
Yeah.
Is it still up?
Of course. What? My pride and joy is down.
Damn it, high level.
Damn it, high level.
Man, that's weird, huh?
Yeah, I don't know why it's down.
So you said that experience was a transcendent sort of experience for you.
Yeah, it was mostly for comedy, but it was based on a real thread that I saw in people who wanted to buy a solution to a problem that was essentially solved by just doing it. Mm. So I sold some, like everyone, you tackle your monster or whatever was the idea. And you just need a monster taming kit. I'll sell it to you. It's $10. It's a PDF. Inside of the PDF, it tells you what to do.
Nice.
The solution to your monster is $10.
Placebo is a hell of a drug. I mean, truly though, like what I like about that is that it is the first action. If someone has enough impetus to pay $10, they are taking the first action and thus beginning to roll a ball in that direction.
Yeah.
They want to. They're investing in it.
It does give you the complete guide to success for any problem.
Yeah.
It's true. If someone uses it, it'll help them.
I believe it. What I guess what I'm pointing at, and this is sort of a deviation from the original point though, is that the desire, motivation, and all the tools that a person needs is already there if they have made the purchase. If I am the type of person who is purchasing something to try to help me solve a problem, I am the type of person who is trying to solve the problem.
Yeah. Yes, that's true.
It kind of filters out the people who are just like not thinking about it or trying.
It also does the thing that most courses don't do, which is give you the solution. Mm. It's not 30 hours of videos because you didn't need 30 hours of videos. The solution is in you. Mm-hmm. So I just say that in the PDF or something like it. But you have to find out by going to workflowmonster.com after I get it back up.
It'll be up by the time this gets live.
Yeah, it'll be a working
I don't know if you want to.
No wonder that the money hasn't been flowing in.
No
It's
doubt.
not even up.
I know. I'm so sad.
I don't know if you just want to edit out most of the entire
What do you mean?
business model there or not.
Nah, I'm fine with people knowing what they're buying.
Okay.
I hope they refer others.
Did you
Referrals
SEO
get 10%.
optimize that?
What?
Did you SEO optimize that?
No.
Man, how are people going to
I just had fun one weekend and everybody thought I was going insane. I was truly enjoying myself.
I'm glad you enjoyed yourself.
So it was a transcendent experience. You were in that creative flow. It took you over. You got some energy from it.
Mm-hmm.
Is that what you value most out of work?
No.
What is what you value most out of work?
It's a difficult to describe feeling, but it's I value helping people who have a complex problem or set of problems and providing the answer.
This
That's
is
the feeling I
interesting
like
to
most.
me, based on conversations we've had recently.
Okay.
And I want to know what the difference is. And I really have
I can tell you without you asking the question.
Okay.
The difference is whether or not the person wants to help themselves.
I feel you for sure, because I especially thinking back to like coaching. Like I coached specifically junior high basketball boys basketball. Like they did not want to be there.
I think that maybe, even though you two know what you're talking about, you should clearly state the question because nobody else does.
Yeah.
What makes it so that you want to help some people and not others? Is that the question?
Sort of. Okay. Helping people who don't want to help themselves.
Yeah.
The only thing I will say is that there's a major assumption that they don't want to help themselves, which I don't know is always true. I mean, I don't know. I'm saying in general, I don't know your specific situation. I don't know those people.
Yeah.
But I think that to assume somebody who's emailing you to try to solve a problem, to assume that they just want you to take care of it and they don't want to help themselves, I think is a major assumption.
For sure. And I don't make that assumption.
Okay.
But there are people who follow up as a defense mechanism so that they will not be the responsible party for this thing not working. Sure. And do nothing else. And those people are frustrating to me. Sure. So when I try to call them, they don't answer the phone. And when I try to talk to them in any level of detail or ask them even a very basic question to try to get them interested in the actual solution, they don't respond.
Mm-hmm.
Those kind of people feel like they don't want to help themselves.
Sure.
And they don't produce the feeling of, I can help this person get this complex problem solved.
And I relate to that problem hardcore. And the best example is coaching junior high boys basketball, because I really love basketball. I think that especially from a coaching standpoint, I know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I had a lot to offer, but they just did. I mean, they're junior hires. Most of them did it because it's the cool thing to do, or because maybe it makes them look good to the girls or whatever, right? They just didn't. At practice, they had no interest.
Right.
And so it was a horrible experience because I love basketball. I love the idea of helping them, teaching them, whatever. And they just didn't have any interest in actually taking that knowledge and doing something with it.
Right.
Terrible. I would never do that again.
Yeah.
But I think I could really enjoy coaching people who are like, oh, you have something to offer. Let me take this and use it.
For sure. Yeah. Sure. I agree with that. I like that. As a paramedic, that's what I loved, showing up. I have a very good understanding of the body, what emergency is happening. I'll help you.
Yeah.
I like this feeling. I like helping others. It's the same thing with my work now. You know, you just want this person to be able to fill out a form on a website and everything work. And you don't know or care about the technical details, but I do. So I'll help you. And you'll be like, oh, this is amazing. Or why don't these two systems integrate? And most people don't care why. They just want it to work. And I care about why. So it's a good place for me to fit. That's the feel. I like that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like things like just follow this 8-step checklist with everyone you talk to.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think that's just death. I mean, like, that might be a strong statement, but there is no evolution in that. There is no life in that. There is no surprise in that. Like,
Yeah.
People need that in their lives to feel a sense of fulfillment. This has been studied.
Right.
Like, you need, basic survival, like food and shelter. You need some sense of security and consistency. And then once you have those things, the next thing you need is inconsistency in order to feel alive.
Yeah.
And I think sometimes about people who work on an assembly line or something like that. Like, I put the same piece on the same type of machinery or the same toy, or I sew the same sleeve on a shirt every single day. It's like, that might be my own personal hell.
Yeah. I think there are parts of that aren't hell, probably, but you have to be in the situation to understand them. You know, like if your two best friends are on both sides of you and you're just sewing shirts all day, really, you're there talking, having fun, growing together.
Sure.
That's really what's going on. And like someone's paying you to do it because you got to do your little, sleeve sew on over and over. But
I think you would have to do that in order to get through it. If this is your everyday, you will find a way to make that heaven, or else it will feel like hell.
Yeah. Well, if you do what you think is cool, then it'll be okay.
Sure.
But my mom worked at Walmart, and I used to really encourage her to go get an education. Like, you can do so much more than this. She really loved it.
Mm-hmm.
She just likes people, and there are so many people there, and she gets to talk to them every day, and there's nothing wrong with it.
Yeah.
It was my era. I mean, I was young, but I was like, you can do so much more. She's like, I don't want to do so much more. I like my life.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that one of the greatest lessons that I've learned in my life is that the path that I am on, the successes that I have found, they are not the path for everyone else. I could have the greatest revelation of my life and feel like it changed everything for me. I went from living in hell to living in heaven. And when that happens, I want to share that with the entire world. I want to go to the top of a mountain and scream it, though that's probably the last place that anybody would hear me. But it's still an expression. But when I try to force that, and that's exactly what I've done, I've gotten to this place where I experience such amazing things that I'm like, it must be for everyone. You get this sort of messiah complex. You're like, I'm going to save the world with this information. And then you go to somebody else and try to give it to them, and it's not for them. It's not where they are. It's not the thing that's going to lead them to the next step that they need to take.
Yeah.
And, I think there's beauty in understanding that diversity exists for a reason.
Yeah. The answer for anyone, I've been saying it wrong, I just realized, is not do what you think is cool. It's available for $10 at workflowmonster.com.
Yeah.
And it might be do what you think is cool, but you'll have to find out. I also think it's highly individual.
Yeah.
Workflowmonster.com is, I think it's back up. Can you check?
Is it? Would you like for me to check for you?
It doesn't look right on my screen, but it's back up.
Doesn't come up for me.
Really?
Mm-mm.
Nope.
How could it come up for me, but not for you? If you type it in Google, do you get it?
Workflowmonster.com.
Yeah. No, workflow.monster. That's the whole problem. It's workflow.monster.
Oh my God.
Why is it that?
Yeah, there's absolutely no way that workflowmonster.com was going to bring that up.
There sure
That
isn't.
domain forwarding set or something.
As I said, I forgot about this after I did
It
it.
came up.
I would just go ahead and buy workflowmonster.com forward that domain at this point. You've said it so many times.
It came up as a pop-up. Like, I don't know if that's how you want it to work, but
It's probably
the
'cause
pop
you've been there before.
the
and you have a
pop-up came
cookie.
up before the website.
Oh, you have a cookie from being there before.
It took approximately 45 seconds for the form to load.
I enjoy.
That's because you didn't have the cookie yet. Now you do.
Yeah, I'm going to say most people aren't going to be return users.
Wow.
I enjoy
It's a piece of feedback for you.
Thank you.
your hero image up in the top right corner of some weird monster.
It's not some weird monster. That's the workflow monster.
That is your monster. You can tame him for $10.
Does this sound like you? You have a problem. You can't solve it. It keeps happening.
Yeah. And did you see that they're all three problems?
Jane was having the same problems until she got the kit.
Yeah.
Jane's smiling. I always thought I would spin my wheels forever, but I gave the monster taming kit a shot, and wow, the workflow monster gave me actionable advice that helped me see real results. It wasn't easy, but it is the fastest way. Jane Smith, Brooklyn. She looks like she's from Brooklyn. I bet she sounds like it too.
Yeah. I need to get a real
You should
review
really
on there.
read that like she's from Brooklyn, please.
I don't know if I can.
Does the top load for you okay?
I always thought I would spin my wheels forever.
Yeah, that's not what that's supposed to look like. We're editing this out.
I thought I would spin my wheels forever.
But I gave the monster taming kit a shot, and wow.
Now are we editing it out?
No, we're doing an ad read for
That's
Monster
in
Taming
stereo.
Kit. Go ahead, guys, in stereo.
Jane Smith from Scotland.
I always thought that I would spin my wheels forever.
Hey, it's Frank again. Thanks for listening to an Origins episode of the Unbecoming Platypus podcast. If you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe to our podcast to stay updated on future episodes. You can also check us out online at theunbecomingplatypus.com. We hope these conversations inspire you to improve your communication skills and deepen your connections with your own friends and loved ones. Until next time, this has been the Unbecoming Platypus podcast.